Jordan got Rafe back on his feet again, literally, pun intended, right? And she's brought a lot of joy to his life, and so it's now time for him to pay her back. You know what I mean? Oh, yeah. So, yeah, there's a lot coming up for them, and I think these two characters really work off each other well, have fun. I mean, certainly I really like working with her. She's great, and so there's fun stuff to come, and still history will be relevant in terms of what was going on with Rafe in his past, and there'll be stuff that comes, and characters will interact, and it will be very interesting to watch. Mark my word. Obviously, we're a bit ahead, and I feel like there's a lot of that going on now, and I'm certainly enjoying it. I always know that the fans really pay really careful attention to what has happened and what they think will happen, and to them, I love it when that's really honored in the writing, and as the character you get to play out these storylines, and you have history with people, and all that stuff is relevant. And I know it's this like diabolical task. You have this massive show, and sometimes the things, you can't stop the parade to pick up a nickel. Like, you got to just hey, we got to move on. But I feel like lately there's a lot of stuff that's really tied to the history, and it's fun to play. There's a lot of nuanced stuff, and I'm enjoying myself in a nutshell. Yeah. Well, I think that obviously he's really attracted to her because she saved his life, in many ways, brought him back. I think that historically, that's my favorite word today, history. But the patient-doctor relationship, a lot of times people will fall in love with the person that's brought them back, or sometimes even the opposite will be true, that the nurse or doctor is in love with the patient. And then you see that in this situation, and on top of that, he sees her as sort of a person that he has to break through. Like, she has something, and he wants to, in a way, heal her. Like, what is that she's hiding or keeping, or why is she so insular? And so I can break that down. I can help her, and they've just had a fun journey. So, enjoying it.
Do you pay attention to the online stuff? I know you do tweet and things like that, but is this something you kind of really pay attention to, so you know how the fans are reacting?
I do pay attention to it. I think that it's important to pay attention to it, but I don't let it. It's great that we have this ability to interact with our fans more so, and there's this immediacy. I think that, that's obviously the good side. The bad side is that you can be suffocated by it and intimidated or harassed or whatever. But yeah, I pay attention to it. It's there. I enjoy it at times. At times, I've seen people go insane with it, you have to, if it's something that you don't like, you got to let it go. There's plenty of, things that people will say that you will like, and I don't know. I feel like people will say anything online because they can, and sometimes I think they just get a kick out of doing so. So my advice to people is, don't take that stuff too seriously. But there's a lot of great stuff out of there. I don't mean to, I'm not certainly harping on the negative. There's a lot of really great positive stuff. So thank you to all of you. Positive, negative, in between. It's good. Yeah.
Do you, since you've been in the TV game a long time, do you like to watch yourself? Does it bother you to watch yourself on TV?
I go through periods of when I like to watch myself and not. But I think it can be a really good tool as an actor to see what you think you do and what you do are two totally separate things. And so, much in the same way that an athlete will want to watch film, an actor, to a certain degree, it's good to watch. But I think you can also, the flip side of that is you can become so wrapped up in it and really hypercritical, and you have to obviously let all that go and play the scene. But, so there's both. It's a balancing act, if you will. So I'll go through phases of where I watch myself, and then I'm like, oh, God, I'll see something that I feel is totally unwatchable, and then I'll have to just stop watching for a while. Yeah. But it's good to check in.